Quiet moments to meditate have been rare since Zamorak returned to Elsewhere. This one needed some time alone, especially after helping Tharn with the dragon at the Shadow Dance ruins. But you look like one who has important news, my friend. Zamorak suspected that would be our next destination. This one noticed that the moons have shifted in the sky, moving in a way that breaks their usual pattern. The betrayer's doing, yes? At least you and Queen Kamira returned from the ruins. Then we still have a chance. Zamorak has pledged his honor to Queen Kamira. He will not break that vow. This one has a purpose again, and will see it through no matter the cost. Zamorak will meet you at the Moon Gate, my friend. Queen Kamira, attuned to the lunar lattice. Zamorak never expected to see such a miracle in his lifetime. This one prays that it will be enough when we stand against the dragons. About what you would expect. Tharn used flashy spells to confuse the dragon until it finally gave up and flew away. Then, we encountered a squad of Euraxians led by a necromancer. Those Zamorak dispatched. It was the least this one could do.
Hello! Come to partake in a before-the-battle cleansing? I find it prudent to make myself pristine prior to the start of a slaughter. In my experience, the subsequent blood and gore adheres much better to a well-laundered body. The Moongate. I hope to wash away the memories of the betrayer, but some stenches can't be removed with soap and water. I'm sorry I made the moons move, my friend. Sorry I helped the dragons. But before I became the gallantly gaunt, soul-shriven form you see today, I was the betrayer. I originally did all the terrible deeds that led us to this place. I'm rather ashamed. Dash it all. Yes, of course, that was my plan all along. Make up for my past atrocities by helping the nice cat people defeat the evil dragons, just like the hero I was before I became the betrayer. Tally-ho, then. I'll head to the Moongate now and meet you there. As nice as these facilities are, I miss the boiling plasm pools of Cold Harbor, hot enough to melt the skin right off your bones. What an invigorating sensation. And your point is?
Wine used to rejuvenate me after periods of intense exertion and spellcasting. Now I can barely taste the stuff. A good thing, too. Khajiiti wine is cloyingly sweet, like drinking candied plums boiled in moon sugar. I presume you have news? The Moongate? A noble but futile proposition, I fear. The Khajiit should pack up and flee while they still can. Let the Alliance armies deal with this. Show them some fights are more important than deciding whose posterior best fits the ruby throne. No. Just pondering other options. Too much of what we're facing was the inadvertent result of my actions or the actions of my family. Dragons, Euraxians, necromancers. The responsibility falls to me, and balance must be restored. Would you stand a chance otherwise? Without my arcane and strategic insights, anything you try is destined to fail. I won't have that on my conscience. Now, allow me to finish this sickeningly sweet inebriant, one last indulgence before the end. By the way, I believe I understand the purpose of the dragon horn. After much consideration, the use and function of the ancient instrument has become clear. The Dragon Guard were clever, I'll say that for them. Theoretical knowledge isn't the same as practical experience, but I believe I understand the fundamentals of its operation. The Dragon Guard prepared a horn taken from a massive dragon and engraved it with arcane runes, giving it astonishing power. Oh yes, I'm fairly certain of that. And I found historical references indicating the Dragon Guard gifted such relics to key locations, for their protection, you see. The one you located was originally in Rimmen before it was moved to the sanctuary. We have neither the time nor resources to move the large relic, but the small horn you brought back, it's called a combat horn, by the way, was designed to be carried into battle. Once charged with energy, its sound weakens dragons. One problem solved then. The next is sheer age. This ancient combat horn is exceedingly fragile. I'm not sure how many times we can sound the horn before it disintegrates into dust. For that reason, I suggest we save it until we absolutely need it.
I heard that a necromancer named Astari stopped on that plague in the actual stuff. Maybe she hit the person who actually stopped.
Who is that smoking? This was never once undead flowing out of the ashes.
The quiet moments between battles. I like to spend the time catching up on my reading. History, military strategy, recipe books. My secret pleasure is a good mystery, though. And the new Investigator Veil is a real page-turner. I've been waiting for the order to move out. I sent most of the Cygnus irregulars on ahead with Gareshri, but a small contingent remained here in case our earlier guess was wrong. I assume events in the ruins confirmed our theory? Understood. We need to defend the Moongate and stop the dragons from using it when it opens. Keep them from reaching Jode's core. Well, at least now we have a mission. I just hope the Khajiit can get over their aversion to working with my troops. Queen Euraxia's tyranny made the Khajiit wary. I don't blame them for that. I just want to show them that not all Imperials are tyrants, that they can trust at least a few of us. It will come. As long as we don't turn on each other first.
appears everyone has arrived. Report to Prefect Kalo 5 Claw, while I confer with the Queen.
Look how the moons converge in the sky. The time is not right for such an event. The lunar lattice has been altered, causing Joan and Jode to merge.
An eclipse is an eerie sight, but where are the dragons? The moons come together and the sky grows dark. Ominous, isn't it? And strangely beautiful. Where are the dragons, though? And the remaining Euraxians? I assumed they would have started their push for the Moongate by now. As ready as we can be, the Kashidi militia and the Cygnus Irregulars have taken defensive positions along the path up to the Moongate, and whatever siege weapons we could get our hands on are set to repel the dragons. Not a chance. We only hope to slow them enough to give Tharn and Chimera the time they need to stop the Moongate from opening, or find a way to shut it if all else fails. If the dragons don't reach Jode's core, we win. Wait, what's that noise? Dragons! Go join Queen Chimera. I'll take charge down here.
Zamorak will go with you. That path over there leads up to the top of the Moongate. We need to reach it before the dragons break through our defenses.
Time for reckless audacity and daring do.
Euraxians. The wall has been breached.
Kill the cast and the traitors!
Up there, more Euraxians. Here they come. Prepare yourself. More soldiers. Take them down. The path is clear. We need to reach Queen Chimera. No! Stay with me, old master. Dareshri still breathes, but his injuries are serious. He needs a healer. In the meantime, Zamorak knows what he must do. With Gareshri injured, someone else must take command of this position. Make sure the Euraxians and the dragons encounter enough resistance to slow them down. That task now falls to Zamorak. Yes, my friend. This is Zamorak's chance to finally atone for his past mistakes. Wait, what is this? The dragon horn. This one doesn't know why Gareshri was carrying this. But you must take it and reach the Moongate. Queen Chimera needs you. Go. Now, Five Claw.
I've got these hooligans on trout. Let's get to Abner before the moon's completely alive.
The moons have aligned and the gate has opened. Chimera definitely gained something at the temple, but she hasn't figured out how to control it. You were with her. Talk to her. See if she can close that aperture before it's too late.
See how the moons align with the ancient gate. The lattice opens a path to Jode's core. But how did you get the dragon horn? Where's Garishri? And why are the sounds of battle so close? Did the Euraxians overrun our defenses? Garishri? Hurt? And the Euraxians behind our defenses? This is not good. Not good at all. Well, we still have the dragon horn. At least until the power runs out or the fragile relic falls apart. I just wish the moons would move for me. The power, yes, but not the knowledge and experience. I will continue to try to move the moons and close the gate, but you will need to keep the Euraxians from taking this position. I am counting on you, Five Claw.
Chimera, wait! When I awoke this morning, traveling to the plane of Jode wasn't on my agenda.
Five Claw, we stand on the sacred plane of Jode. The dragons went down into the processional. They seek to breach Jode's core. From the memories I absorbed at the Shadow Dance Temple, Anequina and the Moon Priests came here to honor the moons and set them on their way after their sacred joining. This is also where she helped Kunzari hide the dragon's power. Here, on the plane of Jode, the memories become clearer with every passing moment. Kunzari was able to use Calgronti's own greed against him. The dragon sought the power of Jode's core from the beginning, but Kunzari offered him even more. He offered a way to combine the natural power of Jode's core with the mystic might of his loyal dragons. Calgronti's greed was his undoing. Now, he finally has an opportunity to steal all the stored energy for himself. We must stop him!
Remember, my friend, I'm not the battle mage I once was. I need to reserve what magic remains to me for when it will do the most good. Consequently, if we run into any obstacles, I'm going to leave them for you to deal with.
Mulamnir, the vermin still pester us. Devour them. As you say, my brother.
Please still guard this sacred place.
Aid me!
Your gods now, you insignificant boy.
and Jode's core. Are you ready for this, Chimera?
If we must fight, Five Claw, you must be our sword and shield. Both Tarn.
Calgrontiid is absorbing Jode's core. As long as the moons remain aligned, the power flowing through him is unimaginable.
Get me to that platform, Tarn. I can separate the moons using the altars. You must deal with Mulamnir, Five Claw. I will divert whatever energy I can into the Dragonhorn, but use it sparingly.
Shout will kill you!
Source G.B.
Quickly! Now the dragon horn!
You have made me angry, pest.
finish the ritual. Joan and Jode, hear me.
The power, it belongs to me.
Separate and resume your eternal dance. Now, Five Claw, sound the horn!
No! I will not be denied!
You did it, Chimera! You ended the eclipse! But that means...
The moon gate has closed. We are trapped, yes. But Mulamnir is dead, and Calgrontit has been defeated.
Oh, hello! You always find things in the last place you know.
Calgronti, no wonder. I'm actually pleased to see you, Cadman. Come, Chimera. Your people await their queen.
Thank you, my friends, for everything.
Queen Chimera, have you been injured?
I am fine, just tired. But look, the moons are no longer aligned. Tell me about the dragons, the Euraxians. What is the state of our forces?
Our scouts tell us that most of the Euraxians and dragons fled when the moons parted. Our own troops have not returned, but the Main has sent an envoy.
An envoy from the Main? If you'll excuse me, I have other business to attend to.
We did it, Five Claw! We put the moons back in motion and defeated both Mulamnir and Calgrontit. I want to thank you for everything. Elsewhere is safer today because of you. Just being on the plane of Jode clarified the memories I inherited at the Shadow Dance Temple. I saw the ritual in my mind and performed the actions. Oh, too bad the Dragonhorn did not survive. At least it lasted long enough to banish Calgrontit. He did grow larger with every infusion of power he absorbed, but the horn dislodged him from Jode's core, which allowed me to finish the ritual and end the eclipse. After that, a concern for another day, yes? I cannot be named queen without the Main's blessing. That, however, is my worry. For now, you should rest. We must honor our fallen and learn the fate of our troops at the Moongate. And after that, we will celebrate a new dawn for Elsewhere. We have accomplished much, my friend. We overthrew the tyrant, Euraxia Tarn, defeated Zumak Foom and the Betrayer, even killed at least 2 dragons and made the moons move in the sky. If only I could shake this sense of impending doom. Nothing specific. Not really. I guess this sense of worry will stay with me until I know the fate of Gareshri, Zamarak, even Prefect Kalo. I would return to the Moongate, but other matters require my attention. Namely, the envoy of the Main. That is just it. I have no idea. Moons, my head pounds. The effort I exerted at Jode's core was not without a cost. Five Claw, could I convince you to determine the fate of my soldiers and our friends? I appreciate your assistance, my friend. Find out what happened to Gareshri and the others, then bring word back to me. Meanwhile, I will try to find a few moments to rest before I meet with the main's envoy or worry about the other dragons. Far from it. But without Calgrontid and Mulamnir to lead them, they are solitary beasts without a grand plan. Colossal, dangerous beasts to be sure, but not the overwhelming force they were under their dragon leaders. There is little difference between myth and history for the Khajiit Five-Claw. Whether Euraxia discovered the Kunzari stories and that led them to the betrayer's head, or Zumog Foom reanimated the head and then learned the tales, who can say? I appreciate.
Shore's bones. The riggers knew he should have brought
It's good to see you, Five-Claw. We only just returned and I have yet to report to the Queen. Chimera is alright, isn't she? We saw the moons move and the eclipse end, but we haven't heard what happened after you entered the Moon Gate. After I was caught in that dragon blast, Zamorak tended to my wounds and took command of the soldiers defending the upper ridge. I'm sorry to say that I was in and out of consciousness for most of what happened next. I know that I am still alive and grateful to be back in Rimmon. It's a miracle, thank the moons, that the city is free once more. If you want to know what really occurred at the Moon Gate, you'll need to ask Zamorak and Prefect Kelo. There are those among the troops who need the healers more than I, but perhaps a few hours in the soothing springs will restore my strength. I'll need it too. I have much to do to help Chimera restore Enequina to its former glory.
Zamorak is happy to see you, friend. After the dragons entered the Moon Gate and you followed, this one worried that all was lost. But then, the moons parted, and suddenly everything seemed all right. Just what you would expect. We held our ground against the swarming Euraxians and their necromancers, repelled the dragons as best we could. This one let the desert wind flow through his limbs and claws, while our soldiers rallied to his side. Between the Khajiiti militia and the Cygnus irregulars, we held them off. When the moons separated, the Euraxians broke off their attack and scattered to the four winds. The remainder will be a nuisance, but they pose no threat to the kingdom. Zamorak doesn't know for certain. We faced mostly the Euraxians on the upper ridge. Prefect Kelo commanded the Ballisti, so he could tell you more. This one does know that when the moons began to separate, the dragons roared in rage and flew away. Zamorak hopes to serve as Queen Chimera's claw and defend the throne as he was trained to do. If she will not have me, well, Gareshri has many plans for improving life in Elsewhere. This one would be happy to help in any way he can.
Oh, it's you. Good to see you're still among the living. I suppose you had a hand in getting the moons to finally pull apart? Hang on, I need to finish my report. I find that it's best to write it all down while it's still fresh in my mind. It's all in my report. Our troops held their ground and fought bravely. We lost many good soldiers, Khajiit and Imperial, but we did our duty. We slaughtered Euraxians by the score and kept the dragons at bay until the moons broke apart. It was crucial to our survival. When the moons separated, the dragons broke ranks. They seemed to lose their drive, their purpose. They stopped attacking and flew off. Not a moment too soon. We had exhausted both our strength and our ammunition. The ones that survived Zamorak's charge lost what remained of their courage when the dragons abandoned the field of battle. They scattered like sand roaches and ran in all directions. I doubt they'll give the militia too much trouble going forward. We still have a lot to do to heal the scars left by Euraxia and her mercenaries. I'll offer our services to Queen Chimera and Lord Gareshri. Let them use us where we'll do the most good. If that's what they need. But the Cygnus Irregulars are mostly military engineers, scouts, and trainers. We have a lot more to offer a kingdom that needs to be rebuilt than just blades and shields. That was our original mission, to help elsewhere.
Outsider, this one must speak with you. This one never expected to set foot in the capital of Nequina again. She hoped the militia would succeed, but she didn't believe they stood a chance against the usurper queen. Kashia understands you played a significant role in these events, yes? Such wonders you have accomplished, and to have touched the face of blessed Jode. This one is in awe. Despite all that, the Main has sent me to determine what happens next. Where is Lord Gareshri, the Speaker of the Main? The healers? This one hopes the Speaker wasn't gravely injured. As for your question, we must settle the matter of Enequina's succession. Kashia must determine if Chimera is the legitimate heir to the throne, and if so, recognize her claim. Certainly, but anyone can make such a claim. To be accepted by the Khajiit, she must be recognized by the Main. With Gareshri indisposed, will you stand with Chimera and vouch for her heritage? If so, please tell her I am ready to meet with her. Before you return to Chimera's side, this one requests an additional favor. The Main gave Kashia a sealed letter for Abner Tharn, but he refuses to see me. I understand that you and he share a special bond. Perhaps you could deliver the letter. The specifics concern the Tharn alone, but this one believes it deals with the artificial eclipse and its impact on Khajiit society. The moons hold great sway over the Khajiit born under them. What does this mean for those born during this eclipse? No matter what caused the eclipse, Joan and Jode joined as one. When this occurs naturally, one born then may become the next Main. But during a false eclipse, succession becomes a concern. The Main hopes Tharn can explain the arcane implications. The Main cannot be everywhere at once. That is what the Speaker and the envoys are for. For now, the Main's duties do not include Enequina. But know that the Main's heart is everywhere in Elsewhere. Now, please deliver the letter to Abner Tharn.
Abner, you simply must stay for the ceremony. It's not every day we get to see a lovely cat receive a crown.
Nonsense. And don't call me Abner. Besides, I think I've overstayed my welcome as far as Chimera is concerned.
Talk some sense into him. Abner can't just slink away like a thief in the night. It's undignified, not to mention rude. I don't know what goes on in that otherwise brilliant mind of his.
You and Cadwell, the two of you just can't leave well enough alone. No one was supposed to notice as I slipped out of Rimmen. Of course, very little has gone according to plan since the Wrathstone tablets set me on this path. I am neither sentimental nor enamoured of pomp and circumstance. My time in Elsewhere has shown me that I have limits. I am not the battle mage I was in my younger days. Besides, I hate parties, small talk, speeches, canapes, totally unbearable. I watched firsthand as a remarkable young woman became a leader. She's already a queen. Everything else is simply ceremony. I've lingered here long enough. You were an able enough traveling companion. I may call on you again sometime. An intriguing question. Are Khajiit born under a forced eclipse next in line for the main? But this other bit confirms my suspicions. I must travel to Palatine at once. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Until then, farewell. We accomplished much, but I fear we haven't seen the last of Calgrontiid. I must investigate reports coming from the south. You, however, have a queen to crown. Take Cadwell with you and make sure he behaves. And tell Chimera she did admirably. We saw no body, and there's no reason to suppose Calgrontiid couldn't escape from Jode just as we did. He absorbed a remarkable amount of energy while the moons were aligned, after all. I'll send for you if and when I confirm my suspicions.
Abner's received a new quest from the main. As soon as we finish here, I'll join him. Quests are my speciality. Oh, fiddlesticks! I just remembered Queen Chimera asked me to be her king's claw. I guess Abner will have to soldier on without me. Yes, indeed. Their exact words were, "You can call yourself the Emperor of Citadel for all I care. Just quit blathering and let me think." I've no designs on the ruby throne, but Cadwell the Queen's claw has a rather dashing ring to it, eh?
I assure you, Kasia, my wounds are healing quite nicely.
Nevertheless, this one has asked the Outlander to stand beside Chimera, should I decide to give the Main's blessing.
Garishri told me you found them. He filled me in on what happened during the battle at the Moongate. Dragons and necromancers, I understand. But politics and coronations, they twist my tail, and their regalia. It pinches. Moons, I miss my leathers. I am having many thoughts, but I know what I must do. Like Anequina and my other ancestors before me, I must stand tall and accept my responsibilities with humility and grace. Provided the Main's envoy confirms my right to the throne. The woman is inscrutable. I think she just wants to see me suffer until she acquiesces and places the crown on my head. Before the full weight of the kingdom falls upon my shoulders, I want to tell you something. I want you to know I appreciate everything you have done for Elsewhere. For me. I do not believe we would have survived without your assistance. Now, I understand the envoy asked you to stand beside me at the ceremony. Are you ready, my friend? Go on, my friend. Enter the throne room and wait for me. I need another moment to compose myself, but I will be along shortly.
This is my first royal coronation. I hope it isn't as long and complicated as the imperial ceremonies I've read about.
Yushiha hoped she would see you again, Walker. She very nearly didn't. The Moon Gate was a costly victory. The battle played out as this one expected, until the Euraxians got in behind our lines. Then it ceased to be warfare and became slaughter. No strategy, just kill or be killed. Yushiha fully expected to die there, if not for Zamorak. Zamorak refused to run, to abandon the wounded Lord Gareshri. So Yushiha decided to remain as well. Then, this one released the beast within her. The taste of Euraxian blood. Yushiha may never fully rinse it away. Rivers of the foul stuff flowed over this one's lips. But Zamorak was a cyclone. The living arms of the desert wind. He pulled Yushiha back to herself. You must think her a hypocrite. But Yushiha is not like Rakasha. She fears that side of herself. That is Yushiha's intentions. She tasted the blood of her enemies, but she does not think of the living as her prey. This one does not hunt the innocent for the sake of sating her thirst. She will never give in to that temptation. Never. So long as the dragons continue to terrorize the living, the dead will have no rest. This one will see this fight to its end. When this land knows peace again, then she will retreat to the shadows once more.
Mizik can't believe the tales he has heard. Dragons, moongates, eclipses. Oh, so much excitement you've seen, and so many heroic things you have accomplished. Certainly a step up from the work we did. Yes? Mizik is doing very well, especially after being invited to this ceremony. Never did he think he would be witnessing a Khajiiti coronation in Rimin Palace. Is this one's hat on straight? His whiskers burnished and bristly? That is good to hear. Mizik would hate to make a bad impression. But this one is sure you have many others to talk to. He will not keep you, Walker. Remember, if you are ever in need of an investigator, call on Mizik.
Fiveclaw! This one is so glad to see you. Great Hall's noble guests. Very different from Numaya's humble ranch, yes? This one has high hopes for Queen Kamira's reign. No stinking poacher would dare invite the wrath of such a ruler. The prowl recovers. The beasts and the land slowly find their balance once again. There will always be poachers. Numaya knows this. But with their leader dead, the threat is far less dire.
Charles, once again Hadaras finds you in the thick of the madness. Perhaps you did not leave 2 moons at Tenmar with all your wits about you. You seem to throw yourself at undead and dragons with reckless abandon. Hadaras came to inform Garashri of the happenings at Dumun's temple, and to deliver another vision from the Moon Bishop. Saizenza takes what she sees with a pinch of moon sugar now, but she was certain there was truth in his prophecy. She saw a dragon with a broken horn, and a warrior with a great mane on his chin. They joined together to spawn children cloaked in scales in order to take down a terrible tyrant. Her words, not mine, Walker. Hadaras does not know who or what these things represent. That is for wiser minds than his. The only thing he can say with certainty is peace and tranquility are not in our future. Perhaps Lord Garashri will find a more optimistic interpretation.
First, you save Iokas' companions from the dangers of Cicatrice. Then, you save all of Anequina from the tyranny of dragons. You are truly remarkable, traveler friend. I came to Rimmon in order to warn the Khajiit of the dangers of Cicatrice. I did not wish for the other travelers to be harmed. I do also wonder if perhaps I should speak of my Eggmother's research. Yes, you are right. I think I will try to help, no matter the consequences. After the celebration ends, I will find someone to speak to about my Eggmother's research. Hopefully, they will understand her intentions, despite the results.
Five Claw! Raz heard what you've been up to, and you didn't call your friend to help? Has Raz wronged you in some way? Killing dragons, moving moons, putting long-lost heirs back on the throne. You almost make Raz feel inadequate. Almost. Queen Irene wanted to make sure this coronation went as smoothly as possible. You never know what sort of mischief can happen at events such as these. Raz will be back in the thick of things soon enough. The Dominion can't function without him. Let us leave what happened in Merryvale back in Merryvale, yes? Besides the possible damage to Raz's sleek reputation, this one would rather keep certain individuals out of his professional life.
Ah, Five Claw. Alas, Lirjazi has no message for you. Furthermore, Lirjazi should point out that small talk is not this one's specialty.
Last time I was in Rimmon Palace, it was on business. Well, certainly seems you've sought out bigger game since our time in Hakoshé. A dragon, I believe? Or several, if the stories I've heard are true. You'll have to excuse me if I don't trust you to get rid of all the beasts. The sooner I'm back in Morrowind, the better. I don't say this often, but it would be best to stay on your guard. Not this time. I just doubt this dragon business has been entirely dealt with. Best to be prepared for what lies ahead. Besides, it would be awful if you wound up dead. You were marginally helpful after all.
Zamorak cannot wait to see Kamira formally recognized as our queen. It is a proud day for Anequina, my friend.
Tears of joy, my friend. Once Kamira arrives, this small stream will become a raging river, and honor, he's even more emotional than me.
Ah, my friend, it is good to see you. This is a welcome change of pace, don't you think? Shining faces, regal attire. Oh, after our time in the Ashen Scar, I could use some pomp and pageantry. Very well indeed. Mazamiri has taught me a great deal since the redemption of Arumkal. If not for my friendship with you, I'm not sure she would have trusted me. It seems that everyone who associates with you makes out well in the end, hmm? She seems very wise for her age, and wise rulers rule well. I'm a firm believer in the idea that you can judge a person by the company they keep. The fact that both you and Gareshri vouch for her speaks volumes. She will make an excellent queen.
Where is Kamira? I expected her to be eager to hear my proclamation.
The healers were able to do wonders, my friend. I almost feel like my old self again. I will secure Kamira's claim. You just stand beside her and support her. She values your presence, as do I. But where is Kamira? I expected you to bring her in.
Who will confirm that Kamira is the daughter of King Hemekar and the rightful heir to the throne of Anequina?
I will, as her guardian all these years, and as the Speaker of the Main. Kamira is the rightful heir. Come forth, daughter of Hemekar and Numara. Come forth, child of Anequina.
Kamira, do you accept the duties of the throne? Will you lead this kingdom and protect its people?
I do, and I will.
Know then that the Main accepts and recognizes your claim. All hail Kamira, Queen of Anequina!
I promise to serve our people, and I offer thanks to all who helped achieve our recent victories. Finally, there is one I wish to honor. One whose assistance in these matters was unprecedented and invaluable. Five Claw, my comrade and friend, please approach the throne. Courageous Five Claw, I will make sure your deeds are sung by my people. They will be told from one generation to the next. As Kunzari passed into legend, so too will you. Then say nothing, my friend. Just know that you helped deliver my homeland from tyranny. You helped me avenge my parents. You saved us from dragons and undead. We will never forget that. I will never forget that. You appeared when elsewhere needed you most. In our most desperate time of troubles, you helped restore our nation. You will always have a place here, my friend. And I want you to accept the greatest award I can offer. I name you Champion of Anequina. There are still dragons to kill and Euraxians to deal with, but now it is time to celebrate. Take a few moments, talk to our friends, then enjoy yourself, champion. You earned it. It is time for different adventures, Five Claw. I must lead my people and erase the memories of the usurper queen. May her name be blotted from the histories. Of course, I may find time to slip away and explore a ruin or two. Every now and again. Just what you would expect. I listen to problems and I try to find solutions. I suppose I must coordinate with our allies in the Dominion at some point, and there are still stray dragons and Euraxian deserters to deal with. So, the usual things. It is time for different adventures.
I came to northern Elsewhere with an impossible task. I took command of the militia and sought to free Rimmon from Euraxia's grasp. With your help, we accomplished so much more. You have my... As always, I go wherever the Main needs me. For a while, I remain in Rimmon to provide Queen Kamira with whatever assistance she requires. You know, I watched Kamira grow these past 6 years. She will be a better queen than even I imagined.
Thank you for helping to restore the bloodline of Anequina Walker. It is good to see a Khajiit once again on the throne of Rimmon. Gashia apologizes for all the formality, but she had to be sure before she bestowed the Main's blessing upon Kamira.
And all hail Five Claw, whom I name Champion of Anequina.
This one's heart sings at seeing Kamira crowned queen. Her parents would have been so proud. Thank you, my friend, for getting us to this moment, and for helping Zamarak find his way back to his true calling. Zamarak will always be an adept, but Queen Kamira has agreed to accept me as her claw. This one will protect the queen and serve her as best he can. It is what Zamarak was born to do, yes?
I'm glad that the Cygnus Irregulars were able to lend Queen Kamira our support. Helped make up for all the evil Euraxia brought with her to elsewhere. Now where's the music? I didn't spend the last 6 years learning Khajiit waltzes for nothing. I hate the idea of mercenary companies, but without an imperial government in place, that seems to be what we're reduced to. Luckily, Kamira has accepted our offer of assistance and has agreed to employ us. As engineers and aid workers, of course. A few. You'd be surprised how many of their dances can't be accomplished without claws or a tail. I do hope they play the waxing moon, though. I find it rather elegant, and it's the one best suited to my tailless posterior.